Okay, in this video I'm going to carry on with the problem from the last video. This is actually problem 4 from homework 3, and I'm going to carry on with part B. So I'm looking for all strings that begin with X and have length less than 4. Less than, not less than or equal. List them in both dictionary and length first Lex order. Okay. And I'm dealing with the set, the alphabet XY. So I'm going to go to a new page. Well, maybe I can fit it. No, I'm going to go to a new page here. And first of all, I'm going to list all the strings. So for part B, I'm looking for all strings that begin with X and have length less than 4. All strings beginning with X length less than 4. Okay, first of all, I'm going to list them all here. And so I'm going to start with X, and then I have X, Y, I have X, X, I have X, Y, X. I don't know if I'm listing them in any particular order here. X, 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 Y, X, Y. I already have X, Y, X. Boy, why don't I try listing them in some sort of an order here? X, Y. No, they have to start with X. X, 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 Y, X, 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 Y, X, Y, X, X, Y, Y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 of them here. And I'll cross that out. I think this is a more reasonable way of listing them. I start with length 1, then I move to length 2, then I move to length 3. And let's see. Let's put them in dictionary order. And they're all in the X section of the dictionary, first of all. And then I'm going to start with the shortest one, and then I'm going to go to XX. And before I ever get to an XY, I got to get all the XX's. So we have XX, we have XXX, and XXY. Now I can move on to the XY's. And I better do the XY blank first. Then the other two XYX and XYY. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got all 7 of them, and in every case, if I go vertically down the list, I've written them neatly so that they're lined up. I have blank and then X and then Y, blank then X then Y, blank then X then Y. So this is dictionary order. Now length first Lex order. Simply does the shortest strings in Lex order, then does the next shortest strings in Lex order, then does the next shortest strings in Lex order. Okay, so I'm going to start with X here. And that's the only string of length 1 in the set. I've got 7 elements in my set here. And then I move to length 2, and I'm going to do them in Lex order. So I'm going to do X, 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 Y, Y, X, Y, Y. Then I'm going to move to length 3. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't have the ones that begin with Y here because these are all the strings that begin with X. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to length 3, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and I do them in Lex order. XXX, XXY, XYX, XYY. And I think that's it. That's all 7 of them. And you can see the difference in the orderings here. So for example, these two are not in dictionary order. Well, these two are in dictionary order, but the XXX would be before the XY if we were doing dictionary order. Okay? But this gets the strings of length 2 in Lex order, and then it also gets the strings of length 3 in Lex order. Okay. Hope that helps. This is part B. Let's see if I can do part C here. List all strings of length 4 in Lex order. I can do that here on another page in quick order. Lex order is pretty easy when they're all the same length. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to do part C, all strings length 4 in Lex order. Okay, I'm going to start with all x's, and it's just like counting in binary with zeros and ones because we've got just two. X, 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 Y, X, X, Y, X, 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 Y, Y. And I think I've done just 1/4 of them now. And now I'm going to move on to the XYs. X, Y, X, 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 Y, X, Y. And now I'm going to have the same repeating pattern in the last two. Of course, the last element is always going to repeat the pattern XY. The last two are going to repeat this pattern of 4. Okay, X, Y, Y, X, X, Y, Y, Y. Now I'm going to move on to the Y-axis. I think I've done all of them that begin with an X. I've gone all the way up to X, Y, 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 right. Now I'm going to do YX, X, X, Y, X, X, Y. Now I'm going to do 4 YX's. YX, YX, Y, Y. Finally, I'm going to do the YYs. XX, YY, XY, YY, YX, and finally YY, YY. Why not? Okay, so this is all strings of length 4 in Lex order. And how many strings are there of length 4 by our counting principle? We have 2 choices for the first element times 2 choices for the second element times 2 choices times 2 choices, or 2 to the 4th equals 16 possible strings of length 2. And I do indeed have all 16 of them. Okay, hope that helps.